Hey, what's going on guys, Oscar here, and today we are going to be unboxing and giving a full review of the itel S13 Android device. Now, when it comes to getting a smartphone that comes in at a very small price and still maintains a pretty decent camera for the money, I think the itel S13 is one smartphone you should firstly have a look at. This device was sent to us from the guys at itel, so shout out to OK, and after a little over a week's use of the S13 and seeing the value this smartphone brings to the table at this price point, that is 23,000 naira or about $65 US, I thought to myself, why not purchase a second unit of the itel S13 and gift them to 2 lucky subscribers on this channel, hence the giveaway. So I'm gonna be giving out 2 units of the itel S13 smartphone to 2 lucky subscribers. All you need to do to qualify for this giveaway is follow the Gleam link in the description, follow me on my social media links there, that is on Instagram and Twitter, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you hit the notification icon next to the subscribe button. I'd also love to see your comments down here, and you might be one of the 2 lucky subscribers that will be picked and have this item sent to them in about 3 weeks from now. You might want to pause this video right now and follow the link to the giveaway in the description. Now that is out of the way, let's jump right into the review, and without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. First off, let's start by unboxing this device. The first thing you're greeted with while opening this box is the smartphone itself, which feels pretty light, and that's because the battery isn't packaged within the unit. In fact, the S13 has a removable 2400 mAh battery, and we'll be getting to that in a bit. Next up is a micro USB 2.0 cable for charging and data transfer. An earpiece with a 3.5mm jack that comes in the Oscar Mini red and black beautiful combo is what you get to see next. You get a little regular power brick and the battery also within this case. And the last thing you see is a little protective plastic case down in the box. Okay, let's talk specs on this device. The itel S13 rocks a 1.3 GHz quad-core Cortex-A7 processor, an 8 GB internal memory, of course expandable via a micro SD card slot, 1 GB of RAM, and runs on the Android 8.1 Go Edition. You also get to see a dual rear camera setup, a 13 megapixel front-facing camera, both with LEDs, which obviously is the strength of this device. Now, talking about the design, you can already tell it's an entry device considering the fact that it's made of plastic and it sure feels nicely built. Checking out the buttons and I/O ports on this one, we have to the right the volume rockers and the power button. At the bottom are the mouthpiece opening and a micro USB 2.0 port. The 3.5mm headphone jack isn't left out, as you can find it at the top of this device, and that position has always been my best choice position for headphone jack placements. I know that sounds weird. The rear of this device clearly houses the dual rear camera setup, both at 5 megapixels each, an LED flash, the fingerprint sensor, the itel branding, and an opening for the speaker. Usually, in my scale of preference, I love front-facing speakers, but due to the bezel-less designs lately, I think I switched to loving down-firing ones. A speaker opening at the rear of a smartphone can easily be closed, hence blocking off sound, so this isn't a great placement for a speaker in my opinion. When you dig a layer down from the rear, you can see the dual micro SIM slot and a dedicated memory expansion slot, just like we love it. Note that this device doesn't have support for 4G. Let's get the battery inside so we can boot this device for the first time. Booting the itel for the first time took me barely 2 minutes to set it up and running, and as you can see here, this device adopts the 18:9 aspect ratio on a 5.5-inch 480x960 IPS display. After the first boot, you can see that this smartphone runs on the Android 8.1 Oreo Go Edition. I mean, to get things running smoothly on such devices, Android Go is simply the most you can ask for, and we've got it down here. Performance on the itel S13 obviously isn't insane, but you can sure have a decent run of basic day-to-day tasks as seen while running or playing the various less memory-intensive games from the Play Store. I ran Geekbench score and had a 436 single core score and a 1124 multi-core score, which is on the low-end Android devices side of things. The camera to the front of this device is spec'd at 13 megapixel. Note that you also have an LED flash at the front, and this camera is one of the reasons it's called the selfie device. More effort was put into making this camera at the front great, and if you'd be doing a lot of selfies and vlogging, then this is a cool little device to try things out with. You can record videos at up to 1080 from both the rear and front facing cameras. I really don't have much to say for the rear cameras, as they are simply worth the money you pay for them. You be the judge and go through the various images we took with the rear camera. There are basically 4 modes here: the low light mode, panorama, portrait, and the pro mode. The pro mode lets you manually adjust the settings such as ISO, exposure, and all that to fit your shooting environments. One thing I must commend the itel guys is the fact that they offer these entry devices almost 7,000 naira cheaper than the competitors would offer such smartphones in the market, and as a result, you wouldn't really have much to complain about. Yeah, there are trade-offs such as a little lower battery life, which took roughly an hour and a half to charge up and about 5 to 6 hours to drain in my use case. Yours might be different, and the not so bright display. But come on, this isn't much of a difference from what you'll get from other brands out there and for a significantly higher price. I mean, for such a difference in price, I think I'd rather stay here. I usually would trash this side of the devices, but you know, I love money and whatever saves me money and gets the job done is my friend. So if you need an entry-level Android device that runs smoothly with an almost up-to-date OS for a child to gift someone without digging a hole in your pocket, then the itel S13 is a must look at. And that brings us to the end of this review. If you did love it, make sure you do the thumbs up thing and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to stay notified. Other than that, it's goodbye and I'ma catch you in the next one. Cuidate.